The child in me couldn't resist from writing over this flower. Should I say it in Italian? Ciao, oggi prepariamo una pizza. Yes, let's bake a pizza today and set the table inspired by Italy. Hello and welcome to another vlog. Oh, it's drizzling. I'm on my way to the grocery store. And look at these little birds fluffing off their little feathers to slide off the water. I love watching birds, and apparently, watching birds reduces your stress and anxiety. How wonderful is that? I'm outside our grocery store. And look at these hydrangeas. How pretty do they look? I need one of these. Okay, now let's go find some mozzarella. We need some pepperoni. Also some breadsticks for a table setup. We are running out of parchment paper, so we need that too. We needed some basil, but this one looks pretty sad. So to buy basil and tomatoes, I have to go to another store. My goodness, these flowers are so beautiful. Looking for tomatoes and basil. This basil looks nice and fresh. Now I need at least 3 varieties of tomatoes. We got everything we needed. Now let's make our way home and bake some pizza. Bernard, my husband, will bake us the pizza today because let's be honest, he's a better cook than I am. So to prepare the dough, Bernard is adding water, yeast, stirring the yeast until nicely dissolved. Flour. Now for better results, he's adding the strong white flour. Salt. Extra virgin olive oil. Mixing the dough. The dough looks a bit dry. To bring it to the right consistency, he's adding some water and mixing it again. After kneading the dough for a while, this is how it looks. Now he's adding some cheddar cheese. And mixing the dough once again. He's kneading the dough while also shaping it. After kneading well, this is how the dough looks like. To maintain some warmth, he's covered it up with cling film, letting the dough sit in the oven for rising or proofing. While the dough is still proofing, I'm starting with my table setup. So I have my basil here and I don't like the plastic pot that it's in. So I'm going to transfer it to my own pot. I'm potting the basil slightly higher in the dirt because I don't want the basil to look too vertical. I want it to be looking a little droopy. I love how the heavy heads are drooping over the neck of the vase. They also look a little dramatic. For those who want to know, this beautiful scallop detail terracotta pot is from a brand called Goan. Now let's get started. I've placed the pot in the center of the table. Now this is one variety of tomatoes that I'm filling in a bowl. and placing the bowl slightly closer to the vase. I'm using this pot to display my breadsticks. This box had a selection of 3 kinds of breadsticks, which helped me get some variation in texture. Another pot, and in go the breadsticks. For layering, I'm placing one pot ahead of the other. Now here I'm placing a different variety of tomatoes over the pot to make it look as though the tomatoes are spilling over. Now this also adds some height to the display. Now I'm placing it on the other side of the pot. Here's a plate full of tomatoes of another variety I'm placing ahead of the other pots to build interest. I'm organically rolling some tomatoes next to the arrangement to make it look a little more colorful and a little more festive. And this is how it looks. Now we are back in the kitchen. Bernard made this tomato sauce to go over the pizza. After about 40 minutes of proofing, this is what the dough looks like. Now he's portioning the dough into 4 parts and reshaping them. Drizzling some olive oil, covering it up and making it sit in the oven for another 40 minutes. The wait seemed too long, so we made some popcorn. After final proofing, Bernard is dusting some flour over the dough to avoid it from getting too sticky. With flour, he's dusting the surface on which he'll flatten the dough out. After stretching the dough, he transferred it onto a baking tray. Using generous amount of sauce, he's spreading it out evenly across the base. For the toppings, he's adding more cheddar cheese and a heap of mozzarella cheese because we like it cheesy. In go the pepperoni rounds. Fresh, fragrant basil. And to personalize, we are adding some Goan chorizo. Drizzle of extra virgin olive oil and Italian herb mix. He preheat the oven for about 5 to 10 minutes and set the temperature to about 220 degrees Celsius and turn the knob on to the fan setting. Pop the pizza into the oven for about 15 minutes and there it is, freshly baked homemade pizza. And the heart shape was on my special request. Our entire home smells heavenly. And now for the taste test. A big bite and look at that cheese pulling out. Delicious. Thanks Bernard for this utterly delicious and savory pizza. This was the 3rd pizza and the 4th one. Grazie. Thanks for watching and see you in the next vlog. Bye bye.